to that.
Mhm.
Okay, so back to the card. The geography of one's soul. In order to be whole, suspend your criticism. For life is not a matter of taste, but of awakening. I mean, we really could stop there. For life is not a matter
Wow.
of taste, but of awakening. Not a matter of finding things pleasing or disturbing, but of finding things completing. Not a matter of
Mm.
liking or disliking, but of opening the geography of one soul. I think it's fair to say that COVID-19, also known as coronavirus, I can't speak for anybody who's watching right now and the people who are going to watch the replay. This has definitely opened the geography of my
Mhm.
soul.
Mhm.
I talked
Absolutely.
about it last night. I spent all of Wednesday night just crying about these children that would go hungry if the school system's closed. They've since
Right.
they've since opened the buildings for people to take and go. Let's say they can take their food and go from morning till midday for the food. So the kids are getting fed if they show up to the school, but they're also like in danger because they're around each other.
Right. Exposing
But I
themselves. Yeah.
wept for them because as I said last night on last night's live, I've never known that place. Doesn't make me
Right.
better than anybody. I've just never known that hunger. Or one of my friends, Cassandra Kellum, who's well, they were on the tour of Once on This Island national tour. She put up a post. She said,
Wow.
very very important PSA. Let's send out thoughts and prayers. And I don't say like thoughts and prayers, but like let's send out high vibration and high energy right now. Let's do it. You all that are watching and station, let's send out wonderful light filled energy and protection, like protecting energy to people who are in
Mhm.
domestic violence situations right now. Like someone is sh-
Absolutely.
someone is sheltering in place with their abuser.
Yeah,
And
I saw that post that I it really made me think about all the people and circumstances and children who are, yeah, having to take shelter in situations that maybe it's questionable whether it's safer than corona at this point, you know? Like, my heart really does go out to those circumstances. I have been in some kinds of circumstances that were untenable before, but never amidst a pandemic. So I just, my heart really aches for people in those circumstances. I'm sending out my love light to all of those people.
right. I mean, and I mean, and it's so, it can feel at times. And I want to, like, the only way that you can, like, face a thing is by owning it and speaking it out loud. And so I feel so helpless sometimes
Mhm.
with the burdens and the cares of the world. Hey cousin, hey Lauren, Lavender. Love and light to you, babe. I feel so heavy. I have felt heavy off and on for the last few days because in some instances as it relates to this sheltering in place and this, you know, and this moves beyond the fact that I'm on my last bath towel and there's no laundry in my building and and um and I don't know if the lady that does my laundry is even there. I haven't walked down to the corner to see or not. That being like, it's not that kind of worry or helplessness. I'm talking about the helplessness of people who aren't eating or in abusive situations. That kind of helplessness. And so
Absolutely.
the only
And how for
response.
the worst people,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, like I really have been meditating on the fact that like people in circumstances of, poverty and lack, like this is only exacerbating their circumstances. And so I really have had to have perspective because, I can get really frustrated about people just talking about going stir crazy and all these sort of like seemingly bourgeois perspectives about like being stuck inside or, having to work from home or whatever things. And I'm just like,
which is a
so many
privilege.
people don't have access to basic things,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and and they're having to deal with all these shenanigans and figure out how they're going to get basic needs met amidst all of and have to still deal with the fear and anxiety of all these circumstances and just do basic things to get their needs met, resource wise. And so I just hope that people can sort of shift their energy into compassion for those circumstances, because at the end of the day, if you have a place to stay and food to eat and you're safe, like, you're doing 100 in the shade at this point, you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
from my
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah, yeah, and I hear you. I hear you. I think it's important that all of us who are listening, and I'm picking up what you're putting down, and the people that are going to listen in the replays, I think it's important that we. I know it sounds really, really Pollyanna as fuck, but I want everyone to right now, if you feel willing in your heart, to call in every blessing that you can call to mind right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
think about, I know that this sucks. I know that this is bad. Dewan is saying, remember, stress can get you sick as well. These are troubling times. All you can do is
Mm-hmm.
stay calm,
Mm-hmm.
adapt, and pray. Absolutely. And and in my prayers,
Yep.
sometimes your prayers, people, are not always about. Yeah, please chime in the comments right now and tell me what you're thankful for. I know it sounds really, really Pollyanna. I know some of you want to kick me in the teeth right now for going here. That's cool. You can't do it through the internet. We are going to call in what we're grateful for. Lauren says, I've been thinking about this as well. Although many of us don't view ourselves as being privileged, sitting in our homes with laptops, TVs, streaming services, toiletries, running water, and full refrigerators is it's a full
Absolutely
on
a blessing.
gift. You know what? You're gonna have to give me
Truly.
a full on minute real quick, y'all. Y'all Station, you won't be able to hear this, but I gotta, like, for all of that, I gotta just put on some praise.
Praise the
Woo! Listen, listen, listen. Sitting in our homes with laptops, TVs, streaming services, toiletries, running water, and full refrigerator.
Absolutely. Gratitude, attitude. I am about that life. One
What
thing
else
I
are
will
you
say,
grateful
though,
for,
you know,
Philip? I see you in the room, Philip. Hold that thought, Stacia. We ain't through praising real quick. Hold on. We gonna come back. Write it down. Lauren, this is Lauren's fault. Lauren said, I've been thinking about this as well. I'm gonna read it one more time and then we gonna stop. I'm gonna read it real slow. I've been thinking about this as well. Although many of us don't view ourselves as being privileged, sitting in our homes with laptops, TVs, streaming service. Beyonce is singing on a TV somewhere right now. Toiletries, running water, and full refrigerators.
I can't. So much gratitude.
Woo! Some wine and beer. Yes! Wine
Amen to
and
that.
beer. What else are you grateful for, 6 viewers? Let's have a gratitude party real quick. We're not gonna stay here long. But my inner Southern Baptist.
Gratitude, attitude.
Yes! What are you grateful for, Stacia? Tell me. What are you grateful for?
Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for having tasty food that's nourishing. That kind of sustenance I am truly grateful for. I'm grateful for being able to be holed up with my whole ass family who
Yes.
loves me and who I love.
Yes.
I'm so grateful to have a job where I
Yes.
have the flexibility to be able to work remotely and still get paid.
Yes.
I'm grateful to have connections like the one that I have with you and the people who are tuning into this, people who are really trying to sort of build community amidst mayhem. I'm
I
thankful
mean,
for all of that.
they're still being grateful. We're not done being grateful. The wine and beer. Amen. I'm personally so grateful that with all these shenanigans, as a whole culture, we are pressing pause and saying, hey, the economy is for people, and people do not exist for the economy. It is a horrible situation and a
Word.
beautiful invitation to a reordering of our society-wide values on human lives. That's who said that? That let me scroll up. I gotta
Amen to that.
Daniel Tidwell Davis is bringing the word. Dewan says, I thought that the governor just lifted student loan interest rates from the start, waiving utilities, rent in some states, and they're issuing relief checks to some. That's a gift. What? Just give me 30 seconds more, Seisha. Just give me 30 seconds more. 1 second.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Somebody didn't wake up this morning. And yet we did. Okay. Woo. All right, guys.
I know. I just got chills for real.
I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. Okay. Whew. It's hot in here.
Yes, it is. Worked up a gratitude sweat. Shit.
Oh my gosh,
But
things are so good. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, please.
I was just gonna say, sometimes, when I was in a younger mindset, I used to hear people, just like kind of say what I felt like were placations about being deferentially grateful and thankful. And I to some extent still think that's true, in that, what I realize is that having a gratitude attitude, which I really try to uphold, doesn't mean that you never get down. It doesn't mean that you're not ever in spaces where you don't see a way out, or you're feeling pessimistic, or you're feeling low. That's a part of the human experience. Being a human is a full gamut of emotions, both the dark and the light ones. But having a gratitude attitude, from my perspective, is choosing to say, I'm going to limit the space that I'm allowing myself, when it's possible, to sort of be in this energy of like negativity, and to really try and break down, do exercises of breaking down, where am I at? What are the things that I have to be grateful for? Because usually I have innumerable amounts of things to be grateful for when I really sit and meditate on it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not. I mean, I know I come off as preachy. People probably think on the internet. And I'm also releasing how people feel about me this year, because that's got to go.
Good
But
for
I know,
you.
but I know that I
You
present.
deserve to.
Thank you so much. And I know that I present as Pollyanna and happy and Mr. Positive and things like that. It's not always that way. I've had to really, really work at my own personal spiritual practice. And when I say spiritual practice, I'm not talking about calling on Jesus. I'm talking about, hey, we got a viewer over on YouTube. That's cool. I'm talking about stillness. I'm talking about calming that ass down for a few minutes a day, and just
Word.
taking a walk around the block and just remembering the truth of who I am. Not the likes or the viewers on the gram, but the truth of who I am. Just that alone. Wow, remembering that I'm lovable, remembering that I am enough, remembering that somehow I've made it this 36 years, and each step of the way I've been provided for.
Yep.
Somehow.
Yep.
Not perfect. I'm not
Yeah,
perfect.
amidst all the things.
Amidst all the things, you got chills when I said it in the praise break, but I woke up today. I want everybody that's watching right now, and the people that are going to watch in replays, just take a moment. I'm not a pushy bitch. but take a moment to just sit
I am.
here. Oh,
Just
yeah,
kidding.
that's Stacia. Take a moment to just settle into the blessing of having woken up today. I'm not talking about what's in your Bank of America or your Chase or your TD bank account. I'm not talking about what's in your fridge. I'm not talking about those the matters of taste as this card talked about.
Mhm.
I'm talking about
Mhm.
just settling in, taking a deep breath. Everyone take one and just settling into the fact that you hit the jackpot. First of all, you hit the jackpot by being a human being. You could have been a panda bear or some shit like that. Would you want to like dig in an icy hole all day for fish? I mean, maybe you would. Maybe
Or a
you would.
bat, shit,
Or
for
a
that
bat.
matter.
Exactly. It's been times like these, child. You could be so many other places and so many other things, and yet you hit the jackpot of being a human being in the year 2020 with challenges, but still the gift of life. And that gift of life is a golden ticket that allows you to press through this situation the best that you fucking can and hold hope that tomorrow could potentially, I can't make any promises about tomorrow, but it could be better than today. And you get the opportunity
Absolutely.
to feel that and breathe that and be with that right now in this moment.
Right. The
Breathe
way
it
I
in.
kind of think
Yeah.
about it, the way I kind of think about it, because like sometimes when I hear people just like talk about the gift of life, like I definitely have that perspective now, but I know in the past I used to be like, "Mm, yeah, okay, bitch, like nice for you to say." But I almost like sort of now personally have this perspective of, especially in times of challenge and turmoil like
Mm-hmm.
we're in right now, I
Mm-hmm.
think of life and living as a game, like a video game, for example,
Okay.
where, when you're in the challenging shit, when you're at the boss level, right? Like you're stressed and you're trying to figure out how you're going to do this. But if it was easy, it wouldn't be a game, right? Like it
Right.
wouldn't be fun. It
Right.
wouldn't sort of push you to have some strategy. And so when I can divorce myself from the, being really deep inside of the anxiety and fear of the unknown and view this as a wonderful, like, sort of gaming system that is being a human body,
Yeah.
in this world right here and right now in 2020, I'm able to sort of like see the gift that it is to be playing this game that is being a human, if that
Right.
makes sense. I don't know if I just
No,
went
no,
off
no.
on some
And
other shit, but like,
I'm gonna add a little bit to it in order to like just bring it on home. But you said it perfectly. You said it perfectly. It's like from what I hear you saying is that, for those of you that aren't familiar with video games, there's always like these little baby bosses and baby challenges and baby enemies that you meet along like each level of the game. And then a lot of these games are set up that after you beat the baby bosses, in order to get to the next level, you have to then beat the big boss at the end of the level. And so for me, a baby boss would be like an annoying boss or an annoying colleague, or the fact that I wanted fries but I had to eat the salad. But I ate the salad, so I kind of beat that boss, and I didn't let the people on my job get to me, so like I beat that boss. But then here comes this big ass boss at the end of the level of this particular level of the game called coronavirus, and it's and let me tell you something. The big bosses are always harder to beat. The hits that you take from them hurt you even
mhm,
more.
mhm,
You got to really make sure that all of your things are leveled up and all of your, I'm a geek too, Stacia, so I got to make sure all of my gloves are properly equipped and that I got the big sword, not the small sword. You don't want to be walking in on a
mhm.
big boss with a little paring knife when you need a full-on sword. um, so you equip you
Absolutely.
equip along the way, and all those baby bosses help you become equipped. And then all of a sudden, you hit this big boss in this metaphor, coronavirus, and it's just part of the game. It's just part of the
Mhm.
game. And I
Mhm.
love the way that by the gamification of it, actually, we don't return to these games unless we find it fun. On some
Right.
level,
Right.
on some level, we recognize that once we get past this boss, we're going to we're going to level up from this. I cannot wait because I'm going to do these every night at 8:30 until this thing is over. One person, two person, zero people. I'm gonna continue to show up. I cannot wait, and this is where the hope factor comes in. I cannot wait for us to get up in here and have the celebration that we have survived
Mhm.
this,
Mhm.
that we have, like,
Word.
last night Yolanda Fibonacci was on, and she talked about the power of our words and the power of our thoughts. And so I'm holding space right
Yeah.
now
What did
with
she
the
say? Melioration?
meliorism, honey, meliorism.
Meliorism.
I gotta look up that definition again while I'm blabbing, but like yes, the expectation and the hope of intentional good things happening. I'm holding space with all of the
Mhm.
viewers right now, all over the place. Please chime in and let me know where you're coming from. I think that Daniel's still on the line. That's all the way out in Washington State. Dwan is over in Jersey. I'm not trying to give you locations away. I'm just saying, like, people are watching from all over. Wherever you are, let's hold hope for the day when I get on here and I boldly declare that we beat the boss. We beat the
Yep.
boss
Yep.
and we leveled up.
Absolutely.
And here, and whenever you level up, just to beat this metaphor a little further into the fucking ground, whenever you level up, there's always a chest.
Mhm.
There's always a chest
Absolutely.
at the end. You always get an abundance of XP, which is experience points. You always get an abundance of coin or whatever the currency of the game is. Usually they throw in like a little bit of like a
Mhm.
power up or something. Like,
Right.
let's keep
Or a
going.
new tool or
Right.
yeah.
Let's keep going until we beat the boss that is COVID-19 coronavirus and level up. Is there anything you want to leave? I've been every night that I've been on here with wonderful people. I wouldn't even call them guests because it's these are friends. You all are friends and family of mine and just people that I really admire on the earth. Lauren Lauren says I can't wait to beat that boss and get my raise. And I can't wait for you to
Real
be
talk.
real talk. And I can't wait, Lauren, for you to be in this space telling us about how you beat the boss and got the raise. It is possible. It is totally possible, beyond possible. It's going to happen because everyone who's on here, under the sound of my voice, and everyone of love and light and positivity that's going to watch this later, we are blasting you with all the power, fortitude, and love right now to beat your own boss.
Mhm.
Stacia,
Mhm.
we're going to wrap this thing up. What is your message of love and positivity and light to give to the world right now?
Um I would just encourage everyone if possible to sort of get into, you know, some mindfulness spaces of taking some deep breaths, when things start to get overwhelming, and see if you can get yourself into a place. What has been providing me comfort is to try and get into a mindset of really that childlike place of Stacia as a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, when I had hurdles and struggles, but at the end of the day, I was way more carried away by my whimsical thoughts and ideas and things I wanted to read or look at or explore. And I was much more curious about things that I didn't understand or that were even scary rather than, I didn't really have a concept at those stages of really knowing deep fear and anxiety beyond like what was interfacing me at any given moment. And so I would just encourage people, if you can find small moments where you can carry yourself to curious whimsy and joy and pleasure, take those moments when you can get them, and and treasure them, because I think those kinds of moments and mindsets and attitudes, they build on each other. And if we're all collectively kind of encouraging each other to be in that space, we're going to build a geometry, a web of love, light, and positivity. I don't care how like fucking Lisa Frank I sound right now, but I truly believe that, like, if we start paying it forward with our energetic exchange, we're going to come out really seriously leveling up. And I send all of you that love and energy. I really believe that we can adapt through this through community.
Wow. I have nothing to add. I want to just
End rant.
and what?
End rant.
In Rant. I thought you said and Grant. I was like, oh, who's Grant? Is that my husband to come? What if his name was Grant? Sorry. I I thank you, Stacia, for being here and sharing space. I thank all the viewers on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook right now, wherever you are on the planet. Know that you are loved. Know that I'm holding you in my heart. Know that I have taken upon myself the mission of showing up every night of this pandemic, of this challenge, of this boss, to just hold space with you. I don't want anything. I don't need anything from you. I just want to be with you. And so we're going to be here every night. Stacia, I hope that you can come back at some point. Hopefully we won't be in this pandemic forever, but we're always
I've been
open.
holding on and tuning in, and I appreciate you for I can't say it enough how much I see you and appreciate you for facilitating this kind of space for people to be together in this time.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you
I
for
mean
saying
it from
that.
the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Well, that's that, everybody. I hope that you have a great rest of your night. Hopefully we can catch a little bit of this Beyonce that's left playing. And if not, it's Homecoming and it's streaming on Netflix. So you'll be good all the same.
Hey.
Have a great night, everybody. Much love to you.
Good night, everyone.